All right. Welcome to another awesome episode of Let's Talk Photography. Come on. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Randy Savage. I really appreciate that. And I think Ric Flair has something to tell me. I think I swear he does.
I do that for a living.
That's right. I do this for a living myself. So come on, folks. Make sure you smash that like, that subscribe, and yes, hit that bell notification to get updates and know when I drop my next video or go live. Okay, because that just might happen. Who knows? As we all know, this past week has been huge for photography. Now, when I mean huge, I mean huge. I need to get a Donald Trump when he says huge. I think that would be an awesome drop. Let me know if you think that would be hilarious. I think that would be fantastic, or I think it would be bigly. So, okay, let me make sure I get back to my sound here. Cool, got all my stuff. I'm ready to rock and roll. That's right, I said it. Got my sound ready to go. I see we already got a few people in here. Now, before we get into the minutia of this evening's live stream, let's check out some of these here comments now. Come on. Hey, we got David in the house. Good evening, Robert. Great to see you live. Yes. By the way, everybody, I will be going live every Thursday at 5 o'clock. Come on now. Okay. So I didn't realize how many people were probably upset at me that I kind of haven't been going live really at all the past 6 months. The fourth quarter was crazy busy for me, but also just kind of hectic, and I wanted to pull back. I need to reserve some energy, etc. Doing these live streams, like I really plan these out for all of you so that you could be not only educated but entertained at the same time. And I invest a lot into this live stream, the lights, the gear, the sounds, and all this other stuff. Like I really want to put on something very fun for all of you for hanging out with me for an hour or two. And it takes a lot of energy, but I realize it's an awesome way for me to connect with all of you out there, unless I meet you at a conference or something like at WPPI, like I have some of you. Then this is a great way for us to keep reconnecting. So I'm back live every Thursday at 5 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Thank you. Calm down. Calm down. Okay. All right. So thank you, David. Malcolm's in the house. Good evening, Robert. I'll be in and out for about 45 minutes or so. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. We have Rakesh here. Hey, Robert. Good evening. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Good to see your name up there. And we got Cooley in the house. Always good to see him. Now, let's get to some of the boring side of the stream, which is the business. All right. For those that haven't seen my latest photo shoot video, make sure you go ahead and check that out. It's the Hard Light Fitness Photography, where I use the Young Yo. That's right, the Young Yo 85 millimeter f1.8 Z mount lens. That lens actually is surprisingly really good. Okay, so shout out to them. But you'll be able to see photos, the settings, etc. That is on my, I think that's about 10 days old, but you'll go check it out if you're looking for a great 85 millimeter f1.8 lens that's less than $400 for your Z mount camera. Go check that out. As you know, I was over at the Nikon booth during WPPI. That was the first booth I checked out, and I went live. That was bigly. Go check that out over there. That is on my channel. You can see that I interviewed the senior marketing manager, Mark Cruz. That was an awesome interview I had with him. Go check that out. And this is the live stream because we all know Nikon. That's right. Nikon bought red. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Here. Wait a minute. Where is it? Oh, here we go. No, this would be it. That's right. That's what Nikon did to Red because they tried to sue him last year. So there we go. All right. So go check out that live stream. What else is there? I appreciate anybody that did check in on that live stream. That was totally just obviously unplanned. I had no clue about it. Even a couple people I know didn't know about it that work at Nikon, and it was absolutely a crazy morning. When I was at WPPI that morning, I had my whole morning, actually the half day scheduled. But when that news dropped that morning and I was checking Twitter and I rechecked everything else, I said, hold on, this thing's real. I had I completely reconfigured the schedule for that day and I ran down to the floor and I went live. So what you saw there is an outburst for an hour about this news. Okay. Of course, no one shared anything with me because that's the way a company like that rolls. No surprise, but it was fun to be on the floor with all that energy. Okay. Um, what else is there? I do, by the way, have a couple of workshops coming up. That's right. I have a couple of workshops. Okay, that's my Final Fantasy I'm winning sound effect right there. Um, so I have a couple workshops coming up. Let me show you. Let's see here. There we go. So you can see right here, you go to robertsilverphotography.com. The link's down in the bio. Okay. All you got to do to find out more details, you can scroll down. You can see the two right here, and you can click on whichever one works. I have a video production with Nikon mirrorless cameras. That's right. I'm going to go over how to shoot high quality video using Nikon cameras. That means if you have Nikon mirrorless, so if you have a ZF, Z8, Z9, etc., I'm going to go through it, show you the menu system, and then show you what I recommend, as well as just help demystify shooting video with your mirrorless cameras. Because my prediction was right. You should be getting into video. That's right. I said it. I said it last year. And I was right. If you're not getting into video, you're paying all this money for a great camera to do half of the things it's capable of. Waste of money, waste of time. And the way the economy is, you want to be able to diversify your product line, offer more things. What is one of these things? Video. Photos are going to be slowly being replaced faster and faster with AI. So get into video. It's going to help balance out your product line, your product mix, if you will. All right. So that's what this Nikon mirrorless video production seminar. It's online. And then I have my master studio portrait lighting. That's in person in Oakland. I'm going to be hiring 1 to 2 models. Okay. I think I'm going to go with 2 models. And we're going to go over using light meters. We're gonna put up, and we're really gonna go through what it takes to create great portraits using 1, 2, and 3 lights. All right. So once you go here, you just click right here. It says workshops, and it brings you right to my website right here, photography workshops by moi. And then if you want, sign up to my newsletter. Okay. Um, and then you can check them out here. Whichever one works, floats your boat. Whether it be the virtual, so all my East Coast folks or out of country folks, you could join this seminar. It's a 2-hour seminar, okay? And we're gonna go over video, Q&A, and all that good stuff. And then we have mastering studio lighting for portraits in Oakland, in person. That one only I can host 10 people, so sign up while you can. All right. So again, let me go back to Robert Silver Photography. So when you go to my website, don't worry, the link to my workshops are in the description section down below. All right. So that is that. And the last thing, oh, I'm sorry. The last thing is subscribe to my newsletter. I pinned it in the chat section. It's pinned up above. I'm gonna be doing a weekly newsletter, and it's obviously free. All you got to do is put in your email, and then you're good to go. All right. And if you missed this chat and you're watching it on replay, the link is in the description section down below. I got you. All right. Let's check out some of these here comments, shall we? We have okay, there we go. Dave shouting out everybody. Okay, no problem, Dave. I appreciate you checking in regardless. There we go. I love that. Everybody's showing each other love. This is what it's about right here. Okay. Roy says I would have preferred Nikon buying BM instead of red. Well, funny that you say that because as many of you know, I've worked with Panasonic for a few years, and a lot of their updates during the past, I'm going to say at least a year and a half, 2 years, have included black magic, meaning that a lot of Panasonic can shoot externally with black magic raw files, believe it or not. So if you're already using DaVinci Resolve, but you have a Panasonic Lumix camera like S5 Mark II, S5 Mark II X, stuff like that, you look at the latest firmwares and make sure it's updated, because a lot of it includes being able to shoot Blackmagic RAW files, video files. Okay. So, Roy, with that said, this is no surprise that they're working in line with Panasonic, right? Panasonic, Blackmagic released their 6K cinema full frame camera in L mount, right? So that already lets you know what team they're associated with. They're with their Sigma, Lumix, Leica, etc., etc. So that's probably why that's not going to happen. Okay. With that said, Red, I think well, they didn't even offer Z mount yet, so I think this was a great buy, quite honestly. I think it was a solid buy. It might have been harder to buy Blackmagic too, right? All right, so and we got Pie in the house. Hey, thank you, Pie. Awesome. And then we have Roy. Nikon must be doing really well to buy out these. Absolutely, absolutely. Hold on, I got something for him. There you go. That was the sound when I walked into their booth at WPPI. That was the sound I heard, by the way. We have Manila in the house. Manila Martin, what's going on, man? Yeah, all the way from the Philippines. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you tuning in. Always do. Always appreciate it. So let's now that we got that, of course, come on, folks. You already know. Come on now. Smash that like, that share, subscribe, and smash the bell. You already know, smash it to get notifications for my upcoming content. Believe it or not, just because you subscribe and I go live or I drop a video, it doesn't always let you know. All right, unless you actually look out for my channel at 5 o'clock on Thursdays. So the bell notification icon, that's the sure way to get a notification pop up on your smart device or whatnot, your phone and your computer. All right. So just the FYI right there. All right. Looks like I got all that taken care of. Now I think, oh, we have the first segment. Well, that actually the second segment, technically. Now let's go take a look at some product. Oh, wait, let me move this up. Actually, I want to move that up there. Okay. Oh, yes. By the way, if you haven't followed me already, make sure you go ahead and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and all that good stuff. If you have any quick questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram. Is probably the best way. That's where I respond the most, fastest, quite honestly. All right. Let me take this little banner off from the comment. Now let's get to our product. Okay. And guess what? Guess I'm about to show you guys something awesome. Before I get to the product highlight of this episode, um, I have my camera camera one right here, which you all look at me, the talking head camera. But I've added 2 new sources to this live stream. That's right. I've reinvested into this live stream for all of you. That's right. That's what I did. I reinvest. Okay. And so that I could bring something a little bit more dynamic into these live streams. So we have camera A, right? Now I have a camera B up above. If you've watched some of my latest unboxing videos, I've installed a camera B up top now, but I switched that camera out. It used to be the Lumix G100. Now I replaced it with the GH6. Okay, so shout out to the GH6. Hello. Yeah. And that's what I have up above. So let's go ahead and check out the product highlight for this week's live stream, shall we? All right. So as you can tell, look at that. Doesn't that look great? Come on now. There you go. Drop a like, drop a thumbs up or something if you like this perspective for the live stream. Let me move this here. I don't need to see all that. Right? You can see a little bit of the Rodecaster 2 here. That it is what it is. I got to still be able to reach it. So you're going to see a little bit of that. But you can see right here. Look at that. Got the ZF. That's what this week's episode is quote unquote well, it's not sponsored. I don't want to say that, but it is the highlight of this week. The reason why I say that is because I brought this with me to WPPI, and this camera kicks so much butt for me as a creator. It did fantastic photos when I was walking the streets. Some of you may have seen some of my street photography or cityscape photography while in Las Vegas, but it shot great video. As many of you know, I've been using Lumix Panasonic videos for super long, right? I've been using it for super long, and I love the video coming out of Lumix and everything, but I didn't go hardcore full in with Nikon video yet until now. Yeah. Okay. And if you look at my video at the Nikon booth, um, then you will see that I shot that interview with Mark Cruz at Nikon with the ZF at 4K, and it absolutely blew me away with the ease of being able to record video with the Nikon ZF. The autofocus was incredibly reliable, sticky. It stuck right on his eye the entire time. And most importantly, the colors were easy to use. To uh Unbeknownst to me, I actually shot it in standard. Even though here, let me look what I could do with this this ATEM. They didn't sponsor me at all, but I bought this from Amazon, this ATEM Mini Pro. And this thing just leveled up my entire live stream. It's crazy. Anyway, check this out, folks. So I turn on the look at this thing. Hey, that's so cool, isn't it? All right, so now look at that. Hey, look at that. I can do this live stream, folks. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm telling you. All right, so now I could dive into the menu with you while I'm live streaming. I could also do a bunch of cool stuff in the future. But this is the video setting I used when I was doing that interview. Okay. I used H.265 10-bit because that's the highest ZF will give you. So I was, of course, shooting MOV. I shot standard. Okay. Because quite honestly, I never really shot video with Nikon, and I didn't realize there's that tone mode. I didn't see that there. When you go to tone mode, you have HLG and N-Log, which of course N-Log is what I would have shot with, but I just didn't see that at the time. So with that said, I shot it using standard. Okay. And when I did that, here we go. When I did that, the colors, I actually liked the colors that came right out of the camera. Quite honestly, it was like a happy mistake. I felt like Bob Ross. And when I brought it into Adobe Premiere, I pretty much liked the way it was. I adjusted maybe a little bit of the white balance, and then I just went ahead and slapped it on a timeline. I was good to go. So shout out to this camera setting right here with the Nikon ZF. It worked out really well. And then, but there you go. You could do hyperlog gamma, and then, or you could just do N-log, which is a very flat profile, but it'll give you a lot of dynamic range, you know, if you want to edit with it. Okay. But for me, like I said, I accidentally just recorded it using standard, and it was pretty good out of the box. I was actually very thoroughly shocked. Okay. So with that said, the ZF is this week's product highlight. Oh, and by the way, I just bought yesterday. Shame on me. Let me tuck this thing away here. Was because as you know, I bought it with this 40 mil f2.0. And when I was there, the 40, I shot the 40, the interview with the 40, and I thought it was a little smidget tight, but there wasn't a whole lot of space for me to back up or anything. So when I got home, I went to Mike's camera, shout out to Mike's camera, and I bought, no discount, the Nikon 28 millimeter f2.8 lens. Check that out. Check that out. That's there we go. There we go. See that right there? All right. So that's what I ended up getting. It's the same exact size, same filter thread, the 52 and the 52. So it could share the same ND filter. Okay. So I got the 40 and the 28. It looks absolutely perfect. These are the SE, the special edition style prime lenses, and they look great with the Nikon ZF. I absolutely love it. And I haven't done shooting with this yet because I just got it yesterday, but I'm telling you, I cannot wait to use this 28. This would have been clutch with me on the floor doing interviews with the ZF. at WPPI. So shout out to these two pieces of product right there. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys, what tool I brought with me and why I decided to use it as a product highlight because of how useful this thing was. I mean, this camera was amazing. So I'm going to plan to use this more as my run and gun vlogging camera for sure. And of course, it's my everyday camera, but now that I can really rely on it for video, I'm very happy about it. The colors look good. Stabilization was great. Because of the Arca Swiss built into the small rig grip, I was able to just put it right on a tripod, easy breezy. All right. So shout out to them. All right. Whew. That was a lot right there. Let's check out some of these here comments. And where do I go? Oh. Oh, that absolutely the Black Magic Pocket with the Nikon Z mount would be interesting. 100%. That would be interesting. I just don't know, how many people would honestly get that. Because I mean, you're already doing up to 8K if you have a Z9, Z8. So, and then we have, hold on. Uh, this thing's moving slow. There we go. I use my ZF as a webcam. Absolutely. It's a great camera for that. I was thinking about it, but ironically, I use more of the Z9 and my ZF. So I want to make sure my ZF is ready to go. If I feel like leaving out the house, I could just grab that camera with these two little lenses. But it would be a beast, 100%. My only gripe is that it's mini micro HDMI. So it's like that's the only thing my gripe about that ZF. Otherwise, everything else I'm very happy with. Okay. Upside down. What do you mean, Roy? Let me know what you mean by that. Okay. Hey, Craig. Hey, Craig, thank you very much. Tuning on in. Very much appreciate it. Very much. If the Z6 III doesn't have two USB ports, then I'll get a ZF. Oh, very interesting play. Okay. I'm excited for the Z6 III. It's gotta have 6K minimum. Gotta have 6K though. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Um, I would have liked to have seen 6K in this, but I understand why it did a great job at 4K, but I think that's gotta have 6K for sure, at least. That's my request, at least. I use Nikon's webcam through USB port. I'm cheap. Hey, you know what? If you I mean, I have the Blackmagic this ATEM now, which I could connect all these cameras up to it, but you could just use a Elgato Cam Link and use it as a webcam all day. And that thing's only $99. It's really good. That's what I've been using until I got this yesterday. It delivered. All right. Because I want to be able to give you all these kind of views. I can't do that unless I have like this switcher here. Let's see. Yeah, the ZF being able to use it as a webcam as well as a camera, video, etc. It's a beast. And to all those people who hate flip screens, that's what makes this camera amazing is the flip screen, is its ability, especially when you go right here and it starts counting down for selfies or video. I think that's fantastic, especially when you're a one-man bandstand. That's super helpful. And this flip screen is built really well. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It doesn't feel like, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's gonna break or anything. So shout out to Nikon for building a robust system. Everything is nice and sealed for those that don't have a ZF, right? So you're not gonna get any water in there. It's a good. This camera is awesome. So shout out to the ZF. All right. So now that we got that out the way, um, it looks like it is time. Hold on, let me switch some things. Okay, yeah, that's obviously. Let's switch to the first thing. There we go. Cool. All right, let's switch to the first piece of good old fashioned news, shall we? So there's my very impactful, well-funded commercial graphic there for all of you. And we're going to start with Nikon acquiring Red. What do you folks think out there, right? Oh, let's go to this one. What do you folks think out there? When you first heard this, what came to mind? What was the first thing you thought? Was it a stupid move? Smart move? Were you wondering what in the heck were they up to? Did you just go about your day? When Nikon bought Red, what was the first thing that you thought? All right. I know what I did. I couldn't believe it, quite honestly. When that happened, I honestly was let me see if I can switch. Well, no, that ain't gonna help me. There we go. Oh, okay. That just kind of chops me up there. Let's keep it there. When this happened, I honestly didn't believe it when I first saw it on Twitter. I had to verify it. Saw it on rumors, Nikon rumors. I think it was Petapixel or somebody that said it. And then I was like, all right, it must be legit. And then, and like within an hour later, I got the email with with the link to this article right here. And I was absolutely blown away when this news dropped. For from a few reasons. One is because I shoot video, and as some of I'm into making short films and everything. And a Red camera has always been like, the creme de la creme, the holy grail of a camera for cinematographers and for me myself. So knowing that they are buying it just absolutely blew me away. Secondly, it positions Nikon to be a serious competitor, or contender in the cinema camera market. They didn't have to spend a whole lot of money in R&D. They didn't have to reinvent the wheel or anything. They literally bought a company that already does it well and just assimilate it into their product line, into their, and they a lot of the patents that they now will be owning are going to benefit all of us Nikon shooters in the long run. The technology to global shutter, their color science, because a lot of their cameras are doing up to, like, I believe 16-bit. So if we think we're jamming with 12-bit video out of this camera, yeah, they're getting up to like I believe it's 16-bit. It might be the Raptor V, the 8K global shutter one that's like 40 grand or something. So all that technology, or at least pieces of it's going to drip down and benefit us. Now, when Tony and Chelsea Northrup talked about, well, I think it was Tony, talked about um, having a global shutter in a Z9 body, now it seems a little bit more realistic. You know, now that actually seems like that can actually happen in the same. They don't have to reinvent another body or anything. Somehow put it into that Z9 in a future version. So when they're doing, I thought it was an incredibly smart move myself. Okay, here we go. Uh, I'll tell you, I've been had a blast with the ZF. Love it. I have the 26.28 on it, basically full time. Oh, that's a good one. I think that's the pancake one. I almost got the pancake, but I'm not gonna lie. These little lenses right here are kind of cool. The uh SE lenses. I just like the way they look. And I actually reprogrammed this ring to work with my with my aperture. So this controls my aperture, and then obviously the dials control the shutter and ISO right here. So yeah, that's what I do right there. Man, I love it. I really love it. But yeah, the 26 is great too. Roy says at start camera was upside down. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know, Roy. I'll double check that. Um, so far, oh, okay. Let me see what I could do about that. Okay. Let me see what I could do about that. But thank you very much, Roy. I really appreciate that. Shout out to you. Okay, first thing coming to my mind, global shutter. 100%. That's what I thought too. Because ironically, I get the newsletters from Reg just because I like the camera brand, like what it can do. So when the Raptor V came out and stuff, I was looking at it, I was like, ooh, 8K global shutter. I'm like, damn, I wish I could afford this freaking $40,000 camera. And the global shutter is what stuck out to me the most. And I mean, I'm glad you can use it in still photography a lot, but for me, I'd be using it in video personally. So, yes, I thought the same thing. Cooley says, I thought they were going to do something with a global shutter like Sony did. Who says they won't now? Now that they have Red, like I said, put it in a Z9, right? I can totally see that. I've never seen Red here in the Philippines, but I'm happy for Nikon. Oh wow, that's awesome. Oh, okay. Well, I'm actually shocked. Like a small production crew doesn't have Red or something like that. Because I know a lot of indie filmmakers, they have a 6K camera that's like 6 grand, and once you trick it out, it's like 15 grand, which is more accessible for most indie filmmakers. So they do have a camera that's way more affordable, but the Raptor V, I think, is like the 35,000, something like that. Um, Royce, oh, okay, he's saying to that. I really hope Nikon can make sensor on their own, not relying on Sony. Well, that's a that's I'm not sure how much capacity it would take for them to have to do that versus what Sony already has put together, meaning manufacturing, well, R&D, the manufacturing and all that stuff. I'm not sure how much more that would take, and then add to the cost of being produced. It might be cheaper to just get it through Sony, right? Otherwise, guess what? We're going to be paying more than 2 grand for a ZF. So, but I hear what you're saying. But look at our cars, right? They're all pieces and parts from other companies. Let's just be honest. They all do business with each other in some sort of form of in capacity. Roy says maybe the programmers at Red can fix Nikon's crap bridge. All right. We're gonna touch a little bit on the snap bridge a little bit later on. I use Snapbridge all the time with the ZF. If you connect the Bluetooth, it's very reliable. The Wi-Fi needs some work, but the Bluetooth is good. I usually have like if I know I'm shooting, just walking around shooting street, I keep it on auto upload, and it goes right to my cell phone even when I turn this thing off. It works really well. So it has improved. Let's give it some credit. Bluetooth is where it's at though when I use it. But unfortunately, a lot of the new tech, I think, relies on Wi-Fi, and that thing always fall. I don't know. It always disconnects. Um, David jumps in with a global shutter on a Nikon will require a new sensor. Well, you know what? Let's say if they get a new sensor, I still think that buying Red saves them tons of money, and if they, need a new sensor and everything else, that's still gonna be cheaper than having to do everything from scratch. And Red has the name. They have they have street cred, if you will, in the cinema world. I would keep the name Red. I'll just be like Red by Nikon or something like that, right? And I think that would be great, or powered by Nikon, something along those lines. But the name is synonymous in cinema, and it's a Netflix approved camera. Okay. So with all that said, I would just keep it. I would just, change the internals, meaning the who runs it, maybe the direction of the company, how you assimilate some of the technology into Nikon still cameras from Red. But I would keep Red the way it is personally. But what do I know? Uh, I just want 16-bit stills like the medium format cameras. Yeah, well, you never. It may come now. I mean, if Nikon's doing this, and we thought with the Z9, like, wow, look how much they did, and then the Z8, and even with the ZF, because the low light performance on the ZF has been pretty awesome for video as well as photography. I can see this happening. I can see it happening. Nikon is what Nikon is proving the past 3 years is that they're willing to compete. They're willing to roll up the sleeves and compete, which only is a good thing for all of us, right? Um, Hero Shots comes in. Are Red cameras actually worth the crazy price? Um, yes. I will say so, just because if you look at Red compared to uh Arri Alexa, what is it, Alexa Minis and LTs. I don't know all the cameras, but the price is very relative, if not competitive. Um, the dynamic range is ridiculous. You're getting global shutter in most of the models. Um, and really, it's the color science of that camera that you're getting that's specifically tuned for the optimal performance for a cinematographer. Cinematographers want that latitude in post production to be able to push and pull and do what they want. And a red camera or most cinema cameras are going to deliver that, and that's why it just costs more, even though you may not need 8K, etc. But it's a lot of times that color science too. Bippity boppity bop. You know what? I wouldn't buy the Raptor for here. Let's take a look at the Raptor. Okay, let's look at the red camera. There we go. Okay, look at this here. All right, so here we go. Here we go. This is camera.com. All right. So here's a lesser, and then here's that Raptor. Okay. Oh, that's the XL. Okay, this bad boy is going to be around. Well, we could just check it out. I want to say it's around 40 or something. There we go, 45 grand. Now, if you get the platinum package, the gold mount, 5,500, 55,000, excuse me. All right. So now, here we go. Now, this one would be one, if I was to get one, it would probably be this one, quite honestly. Because, what was the reason? There was a specific reason on it. I thought about it. It was, oh, I like the 6K, 80 frames a second, 4K 120, right? Look at that. Right there. Super 35 global shutter sensor. Bam. See, this is what you're getting. You put on a production pack, boom, bada bang. And you're getting all this. Okay. So for cinematographers, you start licking your chops. Okay. I wish I could get it. Not yet, but one day. One day. So I think it's worth it. But that's just me personally. But we could say that about any of our dang cameras, really. Those who are not photographers don't know why we drool over this stuff for 2 grand and we're like, what a great price, you know? So it is what it is. Um, Craig says they just updated Snapbridge last week. Supposed to be better with establishing connection plus some new features. Yes, I got to do some testing because I went to go update it, and for some reason, it doesn't show that new button on there. Now, I used it. I use it all the time to transfer photos. It does great, and it transfers. Oh shoot! Here we go. Look at that. Here we go, folks. Check this out, everybody. Look, make sure it says version 2. It must have updated in the back, I guess. Okay, but shout out to the Nikon Snapbridge. Check it out. It now has easy shooting setup. That's when you know you've got the latest version. Easy shooting setup. Okay. Now, I press it. Oh, okay. Look at that. It says, let me go to this. What am I doing? Can you guys see that? I am a little upside down, huh? You guys, oh, okay. All right. Jesus, that glare. Sorry, guys. Take this out the way. Cool. So you see, I pressed that button and it says tap. And then now you're choosing, some setting banks. Tap the button below at right to create one. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm creating. Tap the button. Oh, setting banks. Okay, all right. Well, let's see what this is about. Camera settings simplified. Okay, all right. Let's see what else it says there. The app makes it easy, even for camera newbies, to tailor settings to their photographic goals. Bam. Let's check it out. You just need to choose some options. All you need to do to create a settings bank, is choose the subject, scene, and style. and let's get started. All right, I'm gonna mess around with this later, and then I'm going to okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mess around with this thing now. All right, so make sure it has, most importantly though, folks, let me just show you if I can get back. You know your app is updated when it says easy setup, easy shooting setup. Okay. And then my auto link is off because I have my camera off there. And make sure all your cameras are registered. Okay. See, I have the ZF and then I have, there we go. I have the Z9 and Z8 connected. All right. It makes the connection much faster when you need it. All right. Do that. Save yourself some time. Boy. Anywho, I'll go back and play with that. And then I'll make a video about it, about my experience using that app, because I was gonna do it anyway. Uh they just added Snap. Oh, here we go. Malcolm comes in. You're gonna start seeing red sensors in Nikon. Ooh, oh my goodness. Okay, that'd be great. Red loves their lawyers too much. Yeah, well, unfortunately, didn't pay him enough because you know what I'm saying? All I have to say is this. This is what Nikon said when they tried to get at him. So there you go. Uh Snapbridge is great except for the initial setup. You're absolutely right, man. When I was connecting each of these cameras, it was like, oh, couldn't define it, couldn't find it. The Bluetooth, again, much easier, way more efficient. But now that I just have it updated because it wasn't updated this morning, um, excuse me, I'm gonna double check on the process myself again. So hopefully they did fix a few of those bugs, but the Bluetooth was good because even when I was in Vegas, indoor, outdoor, etc., whenever I took a picture, you know, in a minute, the picture would show up on my phone. So when I turned off the camera, it's still uploading. And then by the time I sit down at a cafe or something, I want to post a picture, my pictures are there, and it worked really well. Okay. I keep it on 8K. Is it the 8K? I think it's the two and the eight. Either way, I think I do the eight, whether it be 8 megabytes or whatever it is. And because I like a little bit larger JPEG, but not the original size. And that's what downloads to my phone. Probably go faster if I just stick to the two. The sensor in red is a different size. It can be changed to 24 by 36. And see, what I'm noticing is that we're all talking about possibilities that now can be offered for Nikon and red. I'm not sure how red it's going to benefit. Honestly, I think it's going to benefit because the red brand is being introduced to all these Nikon shooters, so it could only benefit by the exposure. But Nikon's going to benefit even just from all these suggestions you all are saying. So that's why I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay. Um, Martin comes in. My dream would be for Nikon to allow Sigma and other cinema lenses makers to do Z mount. Yes, I think you're absolutely right. Sigma has been knocking out of the park with third party lenses, with their using shoot, being a great third party lens manufacturer for these big brands. I've never had a connection issue using a Sigma lens with any of my Lumix cameras, whether it be for photos or video. They've done such a great job where you thought it was an actual Panasonic lens on that Panasonic camera, but you're getting it for more affordable. And I wish Nikon would allow that. I think would open up Nikon to more shooters because then they don't have to just look at the price tag of the lenses um, as an issue or consideration on whether they should buy into the system. I think most importantly is getting a Nikon body into people's hands, and then I think that's how you would keep them over a long period of time is by getting it in their hands. Because this is really where people keep what their initial, how can I say? This is what gets them into the brand, the body, what it can do for them as a creator. The lenses is like, okay, let me just go over here and grab the lenses should just be enough to keep, how can I say? Um, it should, it should be not, it, It should not be a way for you to try to only keep your customers there. So, like, if I could get a lens at Sigma and still enjoy this body, then that just makes me want to enjoy it even more. But if I can't leave that system to get a lens that can be economically more obtainable for me, then it makes me have like a subconscious disdain of the system. Like, damn, I'm stuck in here. I can't afford a 51.2 because it's $2,300. I mean, shoot, I don't have that, but I may have 1,000. I may have or 1,100. That means you can get the 51.4 art lens, DGDN art lens. So, you know, and that's the smart thing about Sony. They just wanted you to have the camera. They don't care who you get the lens from, and that's why so many people are so loyal to them because that and their loyalty is expressed through so many financial how can you say economic ranges. People who could be students in college, all the way up to people who are probably retired or well off, can trust the Sony because and rely that that system's going to take care of them, and it serves all those people just as much. It could be like I said, a student can afford maybe a Sigma, but yet somebody who's maybe better off could stay native in all their glass. So I would just wish Nikon did it. I hope that made sense, but it's a little bit of rambling. Um, John Ichi in the house. Hey guys, my wife Diana just got into the top 10 out of 30,000 in the Smithsonian photo contest. Please vote for her. Thanks. Wow, congrats to her. Wow. Way to go. Way to go. John, if you could send me the link, I will definitely vote for her. Send me the link, all right? That's awesome news. Very good news. Malcolm says, Robert, just flip the HDMI over. Oh, okay. Let me flip the HDMI over. Hold on, brother. I'm not sure what you mean, though. Not sure what you mean. That's not doing it. Well, if you could let me know what flip the HDMI over means, I would greatly appreciate it. And Malcolm, let me know what you mean by flip the HDMI. Oh, because if I flip the camera, the it's connected to a bracket here that's connected to a shelf. So, oh, maybe I could do it inside the Lumix camera, inside the GH6. I'll figure that out later. But thank you very much, Malcolm. I'm gonna get that taken care of. I didn't realize that when I was testing it out. So thank you everybody for letting me know so I can better improve this live stream. Cooley says, I use Snapbridge at weddings where I send the images to a small printer. Ooh, that's great. I like that. That's a good one. I think Randy Savage likes it. Let me double check.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, he liked it. He liked it. It was approved. Roy says if Nikon used the rear screen from the red pocket, then I wouldn't need a field monitor as often. Yeah, that what is it? The Black Magic. That thing that has a fantastic monitor. It is pretty large. That'd be nice, but it is what it is. It's not like that's a fault. How can I say? I don't think too many people want a larger version of this camera just for a larger monitor, whether it be the Z8, Z9, or the ZF, or any of the other cameras, quite honestly. I mean, people complained about how large this was. So, I could imagine the amount of complaints. My Snapbridge is version 2.11.0 on my Android. Good. I think that's the one right there. That is oh, look at that. Look what it did. It did. Look at the notification right there. Just to remind me, I guess. Version 5.0 update Nikon Z9. That's pretty cool. But I already updated it. So, but that was pretty cool. Shout out to Nikon. Hey, let's call a spade a spade. They're looking to improve. They remember that Snapbridge was I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole when I had the D850 and stuff, even when I got the Z6. Now I actually like using it. So I have to give credit what credit is due. 100% Sigma and Tamron needed. Absolutely, Rakesh. You're absolutely right. We want more. Simon's in the house. If anybody needs any retouching, he's really good and he's very quick. Okay. Shout out to Simon. He's retouched an editorial I've had published. He did a great job, great turnaround, great communication. Check him out if you need some retouching photographers out there for your weddings or headshots or some more editorial work. Okay. We got Van Lee in the house again. The greatest thing of Nikon is that their spec has no limitation for lenses or other setting. For example, 1/32,000th of a second shutter speed and 20 frames per second are for all kinds of lenses and all shooting situations. Yeah, that is nice. That is nice. Um, for like I said earlier, I'm actually using Nikon more and more for video. That's one of the biggest reasons why I got the 28 mil. Because of the form factor, it looks cool. But also when I'm doing a vlog, I can actually let's see. You know what? I'm gonna show you guys live right now. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna put on the um. Let's do it like this. Put this over here. Yes, I got the sensor out, but I'm gonna put on the 28. Here we go. Put on the 28. Now I got the 28. Let me hook up the HDMI, which I wish was a full HDMI, but that's okay. It's all right. I'll put up with it. It does stick in there pretty well, so it doesn't move or anything, thank God. Okay. Now, let's see let me see if it'll. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Big money, big money. Put it on video. Boy. Let me whoops. Whoops. There we go. All right, it's looking at me. There we go. Look at that. I didn't press anything. That's the autofocus. So here we are with the 28, and it's only about 9 inches from my face. Look how wide. Using that 28 with the Nikon ZF. Look how much wider I get. Man, I'm not even extending my arm all the way. Let me see if I can. All right, you guys can see me, right? So the camera is, there it is, right there out of frame. Okay. Man, that makes it so much easier to vlog with the 28 mil camera. Ooh, this thing's actually pretty sticky, this autofocus. Shout out to Nikon, doing a great job. So I just wanted to show you what the what you could do when vlogging with this 28 mil lens. So if you have the 26, you're solid. The 28 is great. And it looks good even when it's semi close to my face. This is maybe 8, 9 inches. The 24 or wider just may slightly distort, but still the 28 is nice and compact. And the lens is only $300, $306 or something. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Um, there you go. Let me know if you guys like my whole camera situation going on with this A10. So far, it seemed to be kicking butt, giving you guys all sorts of delicious angles, so I could show you guys some cool stuff. I'm still available for retouching orders. There you go. Malcolm, just kidding. No, I'm gonna figure it out, man. I gotta figure it out. I want to better improve this so that when you guys tune in, I can give you guys the experience that I have envisioned. You know, Roy, other lens makers will come. Only Canon blocks third-party lenses. Yeah, you're right, but Sigma only has, I think, 3 Z mount. The Young Yo 85 mil 1.8 that I have is another one. So I guess they allow Young Yo to do it. And I think they also make shoot. I think they have a 50 mil 1.8 also. So, but nonetheless, I hope to see more. Really do, really do. Because Young Yo did a great job. I'm not gonna lie. It's compact. It's smaller than Nikon's version. It's cheaper, and it's made out of metal. That was nice. And the autofocus was. I didn't notice a difference, and it had an assign button and everything. So shout out to Young Yo for that. Um, All right, let's get to the next topic. Hold on. Let's see. The next thing we're going to talk about, we talked about that one. Oh, let's talk about this actually. Check this one out. Bam. All right. And look at this one. Leica on the same day of the announcement of Nikon buying Red, Leica drops the SL3. So I want to give them a shout out because I kind of felt bad that Nikon and Red stole all the wind in the room with their latest news release. And this one deserves a little something, something, you know? So if you're a Lumix or Panasonic shooter, this should be good news for you because the tech in here will for sure be in a future Panasonic camera. You can bet my bottom dollar, okay, that it will be. So if you're shooting full frame Panasonic right now, just start licking your lips, all right? So here we are, Leica, full frame. This thing's a 60 megapixel camera, all right, with the L mount, full frame L mount right there. And then, of course, it has stabilization. Look, ISO 50 to 100,000. All right. And here's the big deal: the hybrid phase contrast detect autofocus, just what we have in the S5 Mark II and S5 Mark II X and the G9 too. So I wasn't surprised to see that because Panasonic and Leica have been working hand in hand together for some time. So I'm sure they're sharing technology, and this is kind of proof of that. Yes, you have eye, face, body, and animal autofocus detect. Again, what I have in the S5 Mark II. Now here, look at this. You got 8K video and 265 and 1080 ProRes with no time limits, which is cool. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I'd like to have seen ProRes at least in 4K. But, it's a Leica. You don't go to Leicas really for video like that. At least I haven't thought of them. I'll go to Panasonic first. Then you have 5.76 million dot OLED, which is, okay, cool. 120 FPS refresh rate, 2.33 million dot rear touchscreen, and four frames a second at 14-bit shooting with autofocus and 5-bit. Well, that unfortunately is not it's not a win right there. I'll tell you that right now. But if you're doing still photography, let's say landscape and stuff like that, that I'm sure you'll be just fine. You're gonna get a lot of color out of it. But not gonna lie, I kind of like having more frames per second just when I needed it. Yesterday, I was shooting I was shooting family portraits, and with those family portraits, the two kids, one was 2 and one was 1. So the 2-year-old in his turbo 2s was active as you can imagine, and having the Z9 with that autofocus and be able to shoot at least, I had it on 20. Did I? Yeah, I had it on 20 frames a second. And boy, did that come in handy. I'll tell you that right now. It came in handy for a 2-year-old on the go. All right. So that's my only gripe with that camera. But here's the good news. Here's the good news. Let's talk about the good news. All right. We don't be crapping all over cameras every day. Here's the good news. Panasonic shooters. This is literally, they can almost drag and drop a lot of this tech right here into a S1 Mark II camera. Okay. That's right. I said it. You could easily drag and drop a lot of this into the S1 Mark II camera. All right. Now, this one says 8K. I would like to see, I pray it does at least 30 minutes. In ProRes internal on S1 2, let's say a Lumix S1 2, I'd like to see this at minimum. I mean, at the least at 4K, not 1080p. Okay, at 4K, that would be nice because I believe that's what Nikon does. If you want ProRes, so with all that said, I wanted to match that. I'd want that very much so, and yes, 8K. If cameras aren't giving us our 6K and 8K for video, I'm gonna just look at them crazy. Okay, because our cell phones are giving us 4K. So if you can at least like top that a little bit, that's why a lot of people are still doing video on this, and it does ProRes, right? So that's even here we go. Now, would I shoot any masterpieces on this? Probably not. Okay, but look at this. There we go. Boom. Look at that. Okay, and I'm sure your Androids are doing it too. Does it right there. ProRes right on my phone. So for manufacturers who are watching, this is what you're competing against. You're competing against the accessibility and access to this camera as an option for most people. So that means you have to make sure it's accessible in your cameras in order for say, I don't want that. I'll take this. Because a lot of people that own this don't understand the advantages of picking this up. They just see the ease of use in the settings. Anyway, um, hold on, let me get back to my there we go. All right, there we go. Boy, I'm okay, reorders, other lens manager. Here we go. Picture in the people category. Black and white picture. Okay. Picture in the people category. Let me write that down, man. That sounds like something I'll forget. Picture in the people category and black and white. All right, brother. I wrote it down, but if you could DM me a link, if possible, I'll for sure vote for her this evening. I wish the 28 millimeter was f2 like the 40. I do too, but still a sweet lens. Still a sweet lens. But I wish I had that extra stop for sure. I'm not gonna lie. Especially since it's the same size. But yeah, que sera, sera. People category, got it. I got you. I got you. People category, and then yeah, exactly. Send the link to Jeff, and he can publish it also. Yeah, yeah. Send it to us, man. But for sure, DM me or send it to me on Facebook, etc. I want to make sure I get my vote in, brother. Okay. So back to that. Did anybody know about the Leica SL release, or was I the only one that noticed? Because that morning, aside from the Nikon buying out red news, I was brushing my teeth and I was watching the video that who was it? I think it was Petapixel with who was it? It was with Jordan and dang it, Nathan and Jordan. Anyway, I forgot those two guys over in Canada, but I love their videos. And I was watching their first impression video of this camera, and I did like what they were getting out of it. Yeah, let's take a look at some of the what it looks like here. I'm gonna look at that, very clean. Looks like a clean version of a Panasonic Lumix S1. I like this little ring light right there around that. That's kind of cool. Full HDMI, cool. USB-C charged, I'm sure. Headphone jack, mic jack, SD and CF Express Type B. Cool. There you go. Right on. Very cool. Let me see. Close this gallery. How the heck do I get out of here? There we go. Wonder how much it is. Oh, here it is. $7,000. An easy 7 grand, folks. Is it worth it? Probably not, because the Z9 costs 5,500 and you get 8K and you get ProRes RAW and you get NRAW and everything else all in there. Okay. So, and as it says, it's $1,000 more than their previous version of this camera, which is not surprised, inflation, cost, etc. So, cost to manufacture. So I totally understand why it costs more. But I'm sure there's a Leica shooter out there, licking their chops over it. It's not a camera for me. So shout out to that one Leica shooter that is watching my stream somewhere. Okay. Shout out to him or her. Why not? Um, John says, I got invited to the SL3 launch, but I think I'm going to pass. Not interested in this fella. It's a brick shy of a load. Yeah, it does look like a stylish brick. That's for sure. It looks like a fantastic brick. All right. Now I'm going to open up the line right now for all of you folks out there. Whoever wants to jump in can jump in. Okay. Join the conversation. Yes, please feel free. I'm gonna post it right now. Boom, bada bing. There we go. Whoever wants to jump on, feel free to do so. And there we go. I think I have it. I just posted. Yeah, there it is. Join the conversation. Um, John says, same sensor as the M11, which my wife has no big deal. Oh, oh, okay. Well, there we go. Shout out to that camera. Yeah, it's not a camera I was super excited. What I was really excited about the SL3 is that I already know that means, something in Panasonic is gonna come out. Personally, I was hoping for the S1H Mark II, more video-centric cinema camera, but, in due time, right? Alright, looks like we got somebody here. We got Malcolm in the house. Come on now. Yeah.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
There we go. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing, sir?
Good. I wanted to open it up for the next hour, and I'm glad to see you here and with your awesome colors there. Living giant. Love it. Looks
Oh
dope
yeah.
back there.
Thank you.
And I know we're revisiting the Nikon thing. Obviously we just talked about Leica. Have you downloaded the you know what? Let's talk about this next topic, quite honestly. Okay. This will bring us into the next one. All right, folks, here we go. Next one. Come on now. Yeah. This is what we got. And it's going to be, wait a minute. Where'd it go? Oh, check that one out. Okay. Nikon releases this major firmware update, the 5.0. What do we think about it? What do we think about it? Have you, well, I know you're a Sony shooter, but
Yeah.
but
What does it do? What do we got on it?
well, it's funny you ask. Let's take a look, shall we? It's funny you ask. All right. So
That's a long list.
it's a long list. I went through it and I was like, wow, I need to make a video about this thing. It's so dang long. But it adds some still photography and obviously video recording functions. And that being that this is a 5.0 update, it's got to be quote unquote big, It's not like a 4.2 or something. All right, so let's go through it. Adds function and auto capture and photo shooting modes, which is that cool. You walk in a frame and it starts taking pictures, and it does that in video too. It added DX or 24 by 16 to image area options, so I guess that's cool. Airplanes, hello, for those who shoot airplanes.
Well,
So
that's
it added,
nice.
yeah, that's pretty sweet.
The DX is that the like APS-C version?
I think so. I think that's what it means
You
by
go to
that.
shoot like a Super 35 mode would be the equivalent to the Sony or something.
Yeah, exactly. We got somebody else here ready to bless the stage. Come on now. Everybody clap for Johnny. She's in the house.
Hey John.
Oh,
Hey, no sound there, John.
oh, we don't hear you either.
You got your input right on the StreamYard?
That could be. Oh, yeah, that could be it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Give him a second here.
I was checking out his wife's photograph. It's truly amazing.
Oh, really?
So if you haven't, if nobody's gone in to check and find it, I couldn't find where to vote yet, but I'm trying to figure that out. But I found the finalists, and the photographs truly
Where'd you find
amazing.
the link?
I just Googled Smithsonian photo contest and found it that way.
Oh, well, shout out to
It's
that. Shout out to Google.
hers is the third listed in the finalist category for people.
Okay. You know what? Let's take a break from this dang 5.0 and let's go search that up, shall we? You said Smithsonian? Smithsonian. Whoops. What'd you say? Photo contest?
Yeah.
And let's check it out.
You gotta find the finalist category.
Is it here? Latest entries.
Let's see where we at. No, see, I found it somewhere else. Let me see if I still have it up. Because I've been trying to find a way to.
Oh, 2023. Oh, latest entries.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Black and white.
I found it. Where'd it go? The latest.
Oh, categories, people. Here we go.
But it's that's still not it. There's a whole article showing them, and I can't find. That's not the one I found. Let me see if I
That's
can
not
find
the
it
one.
again.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to find the current listing. It's kind of hidden, honestly. Let me see if I can find it again.
Dang. A lot of great photos in here, but clearly not the one, huh? Yeah, I don't see latest. It's not latest entry. Oh wait, John said it earlier. He said creating images. Oh wait, pictures in the people category, black and white.
Okay, here it is. I got it pulled up. Let's see if I
Are
can.
you gonna put it in the chat?
Yeah, well, I can. I think I can do the share too. Can I?
Oh yeah, you can put it in this
Yeah.
private chat. Put it in the private chat there.
Oh, the private chat. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Let me get the. No, where's that?
'Cause I'll
I
copy.
haven't found. Like I said, I haven't found the spot to. Um,
John, I tried to unmute you. I'm not sure why it won't let me unmute you. Ah, okay. This right here, people. Oh, look at that photo. Holy Christ. Yo, that's wild. That looks like a movie thing.
yeah, there you go. That's it.
That's hers right there, right?
Yeah.
Dang. That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
beautiful. Oh, yeah, there she is
longer.
right there.
Yeah.
Look at that, everybody. Right there. Now, how do we vote for this darn thing?
That's the tricky part. I think I was digging in when you said you were opening it up, so I jumped on and tried to figure out a way to. I don't know if you have to log in or join the Smithsonian Magazine
To
to
do it?
vote.
Yeah. I mean, I see it right there, but I'm just trying to see how I think John may have went to go ask his wife how we could vote.
Yeah,
Because I think that's why he stepped away. Okay, so it says in the heart of a Balinese art gallery, an interesting encounter unfolds. A young Balinese dancer, after her performance has just concluded, finds solace in the quiet companionship of an elderly woman. Their juxtaposition is a living canvas. The dancer embodies the grace and vibrance of youth, her eyes alight with dreams, curiosity, anticipation, and stories to be written. Besides her, the elderly Balinese woman sits, her face representing a life journey, each wrinkle a testament to experiences lived and lessons learned. The dancer's form still resonating with the energy of her dance, contrasts the still presence of the elderly woman. Oh, that is pretty nice. It's almost like she's looking at like the representation, beginning and
yeah, it's a deep photo. I like it.
yeah,
It's very very well.
yeah. And I like how the light just hits them just ever so much. You know what I mean?
Coming through the window. The whole.
That's crazy. That is
What do we show? Go highlight John there. What's he showing us?
okay. Here we go. How do I make him bigger? Hold on. Solo. All right. I see. Oh,
Oh, okay. There's the vote from the app. Maybe from the app we
oh,
can
maybe
vote.
from the app, huh? Yeah, from the app. You think, John?
Thumbs up if it's an app, John.
Oh,
Okay, so go to the app.
okay.
All right.
All right. Oh, yeah, that's the photo. Exactly.
Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
yep, 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 yep.
All
That's
right.
this one right
So
here. Boop.
let me go find this thing on the
John,
app.
this one, right? Yep. Alright, then, we'll have to do it through the app or at least do the maybe it's through the phone that it makes it easier,
Maybe, yeah.
so
Well,
alright, everybody.
I'll work on that in the background here for a moment and let everybody
Yeah,
know.
yeah, just let us know. So, everybody, make sure you go and check it out, you know, and vote for this thing. Alright, John, bye-bye. I think he's saying bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah, John.
Alright, we're learning sign language tonight, folks. That's how actually, I'm not even gonna go there. That'd be pitiful. Alright. So that's his wife's photo, an absolutely brilliant photo. Make sure you go ahead and support her. And there we go. Awesome. And vote for that picture. Okay. What does Roy say? He says that red Leica badge add too much to the price. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. 7 grand for that Leica camera is oof. That's why it's Leica. A Leica S3 instead of the SL3 would make me more excited. Ooh, gotcha. Yeah, I just well, I bet unless you're shooting Leica, like no one really talked about it a whole lot because that was the same day Nikon, announced they buying red. Totally destroyed any other photography news for like 72 hours. That's what I noticed. All right, let's go back. What are we looking at? Oh, we're looking at the firmware update. Right. Let's go back. Let me find that website. There we go. Cool. Here we are. All right, there we go. So here's the latest firmware. A lot of the stuff I'm not sure I'm going to be using. Like I don't do airplanes and stuff like that, but it's nice to have it. I updated it as soon as I got here. So auto capture is now available in manual focus settings. The appearance sometimes names in the settings display have been changed. Yada yada yada. Oh, you could do this detection range available. So that's kind of cool, I guess. High speed frame capture release mode option. Oh, added a C15. Added frequency setting mode to high frequency flicker reduction. Well, that's always helpful if you're shooting a stadium or even sometimes just stuff around the house. I've had flicker issues. Um, Added rich tone portrait to set picture control. I actually will check that out. I'm going to check that one out. And portrait impression balance to photo shooting menu and added skin softening. I thought it already had skin softening. Oh, to photo shooting menu. Okay. And high res noise reduction. And they have skin softening for video. I saw. That's going to be interesting. I wonder how the heck that works. So it's got a lot of good stuff in here. What settings or what new updates for those that are watching are you excited about? Um, you know, I mean, the autofocus already works amazing for me. So I honestly, I was happy with it so far. But I guess having the airplane thing is cool. The rich tone portrait is cool. Um, So I guess those things are cool, but I think it's more or less for other people who are complaining about little minor details. But they added a lot to it, so I'll give it that. So I'm curious to what everybody else was looking for that they needed more on. Looking at the M11 and SL3 price, I think Q3 is well priced for a Leica. Okay, there we go. Shout out to that, Rakesh right there. RBJ's in the house. What's going on, Rob? It's so funny. I was finally able to meet him face to face at WPPI. So that was the cool thing about WPPI was able to meet some of you subs out there face to face. Some of it came off a little interesting just because I was like, I just recognize people's names on here, but I don't recognize their face sometimes. So I'm like, who the heck are you running up to? You know what I mean? Or trying to say hi and stuff. And then once you say your tag name, I'm like, then it's all good, you know? So, but thank you everybody who did come up and say hi. I really appreciate it. I tried to take selfies with whoever I remembered to, but those who didn't, don't worry. I remember that we met. It was pretty awesome. It was really cool. Um, oh, Roy says, "Hey, Rakesh, Q3 is expensive for a point and shoot. I need interchangeable lenses." Yeah, that's why that Fuji X106 to me is like it's a great camera, but I do like the interchangeable lens of the ZF. R yeah, RBJ said, "Hey, that was funny." Yeah, I know. I was like, "Who the heck?" And I said, "Oh, shoot, man." You know, so shout out. Thank you for reaching out and seeing you. I know you're busy too. We both had a great time. I honestly thought this WPPI was better than last year's. I don't know how that happened. I went to 2 seminars, John Grease and Lindsay Adler's. Personally, where did you go, RBJ? Did you go to any of the seminars?
Just to update too, Robert, it's having me join the Smithsonian. I'm thinking, so I tried doing that, but I'm waiting for my verification email to come through. So
Okay, let me know how that
yeah,
works out so that, whether I should, how I can at least do it
yeah.
myself besides let others know the process, you know what I mean? So, what's going on with Sony, man? Come on. What are you hoping for?
Sony. What am I hoping for? Um,
Because you know they're gonna come hard and heavy in about a month or 2.
they've got some stuff on the horizon. Probably, we're going to be seeing probably a new Mark IV A7S type camera. My
Mm,
guess would be, if I had to guess, I would say it's going to be I don't think it's going to be an 8K model, but I think it needs to do at least 6K with the low light capability.
okay. So it needs to kill it.
And put into that, heavier cinema line of photos. I think there was an interview recently with uh, one of the one of the cinema directors or somebody with the company that said that the FX3 and the FX6 are doing so well still. There is no like plan for a Mark II version yet, as the
Shit.
cameras still have a lot of potential in firmware.
What
So
firmware would you like to see?
I think if they can just keep up to date on some of the latest, like the features, as
Okay,
far as like the controllability, um, the autofocusing features can always be updated and improved. I think as far as the brains that drive it, so if
okay.
they gave it enough from the get go to manage the newer lenses as they come out and the higher speed motors that drive the autofocus system,
Mm,
keeping cameras updated for that would be would be a big one.
nice.
And then as they've been really slow to update some of their cameras, and I think they're still waiting. I think a couple months for some of their higher end cameras to get the update that some of their lower models have already had in them.
Totally.
Um, excuse me. To see those things, be updated a little bit more quickly. Um,
Yeah, I think some of those firmware announces they made about a month ago, I think they should just, like, hurry up and get to it. I mean, it's a firmware update. It's not like
it's yeah. So I don't know what the standoff is unless you're still just testing it or saying, "Hey, this is what we're working on, and we'll see it in a couple months," just to let people know. Um, one of the unique things is, I do have some contact with some of those type of people with
okay,
Sony, so
cool.
so that was a good little plus that I've got some sort of, I wouldn't say insider information. I doubt they're going to share anything with me, but um, they definitely ask my opinion a lot of what's out there and what would you like to see done as a content creator or a user of the cameras. So
Mm.
that's good. The Sony really does reach out to their consumer base and ask those questions, and somehow or another I got on their radar, and that's built a relationship with several really good people there.
That's awesome because I know you went to an event, like, a little a little while ago, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. I went to an event in Austin, they invited several YouTubers out there. There's a few other guys there that had most of them had just come off a condo, so they had kind of already been to
Oh.
the thing. But this was a much smaller, more intimate gathering, so got to spend more time with certain people and meet and talk with them, and they just ask our opinion too. It was just a
Oh,
way of hey, what do you want to see done in the cameras, and what would you like to see done? And my biggest suggestion to him was I'd like to see them release their own line of monitors that are in competition with like the Atomos Ninjas.
oh, yeah. Sony could do that. Like if anybody could, they for sure could.
They've got monitors, but that's more cinema grade stuff that myself as a little YouTuber just doesn't have the budget for. Or,
Yeah,
I want something like an Atomos that can record the raw capabilities out of their cameras on their own device. That's sub $1,000.
that's not $7,000. You mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's not 7,000, but under 1,000.
Yeah. I mean, the
So
Atomos 5, the Ninja 5 is only 499. So technically, if when I look at stuff, especially competitors, I'm like, well, they're able to do it. The tech is there and the price is there. So they
yeah,
can easily do a $500, you know,
yeah,
and they have the stripped down version too. That's 299, I believe, that it just doesn't record.
right, yeah, and stuff like that. I mean, I've got a couple of recommendations I've given them on the FX30, just because it's like my biggest one is the powering off when you flip the monitor closed, like it stays
Mm.
on. Where
Oh,
on this, and the reason why is if you coming off, I got a little ZV1, it turns on when you open the monitor, and when you
oh,
shut it, it shuts down.
oh,
Um,
okay.
the battery's actually dead in this one. It got it out.
So
But
when you flip it, that's how you turn it on and off, basically.
yeah, and it's a menu option to turn it on and off as a feature for that, and the FX30 doesn't have that. So I'm constantly flipping my screen closed and coming back to a dead battery because it's got a big mechanical switch on it that you got to
Oh,
flip. So I
um,
said, if nothing else, give me a light or a one that's got all these tally lights on it. Start flashing them, letting you know it's hey, I'm in standby. I'm
that's
here.
right.
I'm awake. And
Yeah, like maybe a blinking instead of just a solid
yeah,
light, something like that.
yeah. And then I'm currently I'm trying out these new microphones.
Oh, that's
I'm on this little guy right now, so I don't know how it's all sounding, but
wait,
this
here,
is the
put it up
little.
to you. No, to your face. I'm sorry, so I can
Oh,
hear you. Okay.
so this is the Sony S1 ECM S1.
See,
That's
right
a
there, it sounds great.
does it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
put it back where you had it.
so I had it down here on the desk, so it's a little lower probably in the volume. I could probably crank it up a little bit.
No, the volume was, you know what it is? I hear more reverb, obviously, because of the
Mhm.
distance. I can hear more of the room. Does that make sense?
Yeah, let's try changing the setting here. And the low pass filter on and see if that changes anything. You hear any difference there?
And now, oh, wait, okay, say something.
All right, so we're testing it with the low pass filter on.
Okay, now turn it off. Let's do it.
This is
I swear something with your.
this is like a general
Oh
noise
yeah, that
isolation, noise cancellation
yeah, I hear it. It's a little more boomier here than
on
the
this
other
one.
one. Yeah,
Right.
very
Okay. And
ubiquitous.
this is the low pass filter turning it on, so it's going to cut out a lot of that low end noise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
then we've got off.
that's
This
off.
off mode is just straight microphone, I guess,
Oh yeah,
to the camera.
yeah. When it was close to you, it sounded great.
So it's gonna be a little bit closer, maybe.
It isolated your
Might be
voice.
able
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, but
but
that's natural. I mean, when I do this, I sound like a broadcaster.
yeah, right, right. But one thing I like about this one is it's got the volume meter built
Oh,
into it.
that's
It shows
awesome.
you if you're peaking or not.
Yeah, that is.
Um, and then we've got a volume control,
Hold on, let
and
me
then
put you on the so everybody can see you a little bit easier. Go for it.
so we've got the volume knob here.
Okay.
We've got a link button for the PC. You can attach this USB-C to your PC directly. Oh, bedtime announcement for the kids.
All right.
Um,
You don't have to blame the kids.
yeah.
No.
And it's also got the tone direction.
Oh,
We've got
that's sweet.
a stereo mode, a frontal, or 360.
Now,
So
How it connects? How does it connect to your computer right now?
Right now, it's Bluetooth to the camera,
Oh,
and it's got a little dongle that plugs into the hot shoe on the camera.
'cause I
So
didn't see a wire. That's why I was like, "How'd you do that?" That's
show
pretty
you this.
cool.
Oh,
Oh, it has a transmitter.
yeah,
So
and
there's no wire per se.
it's using that Sony digital interface through the hot shoe. Um, so it's a straight digital signal going into the camera.
Awesome.
So
Well,
I've got that. I'm testing. I'm currently working on that one. I've got these wireless ones. The So this is
yeah.
the Rode Go 2 answer. Um,
Yeah, that looks like the DJI Labs.
yeah, the
Eh,
DJI. So it's the same transmitter deal. It goes onto the hot shoe. There's my
okay,
face out of the picture there.
okay.
That's the same thing there. You can tell it, if it's digital or analog, depending on how old the camera is you're putting it on.
Did you? Okay.
And then
And
you've got the two microphones that
oh,
will
it's
link to
pretty
it.
slim.
Yeah, they're pretty small.
Yeah. And that's built for just Sony cameras?
So this has a microphone cord out. I haven't been able to test it on anything else yet, because I've got some older tech that I can plug it into just to see how it works.
Well, it looks pretty
Um,
cool.
and
Oh,
then yeah,
let me check some of these comments. Here we go. I didn't get a chance to join any seminars, unfortunately. Oh, shoot, man. They were so awesome. Well, at least the two I went to. I learned so much. I came back very motivated from WPPI. Um, and then he says, is Sony charging for firmware updates as rumored?
they are not on general updates. I did see something about a major like hardware upgrade type charge, which they've done in the past on some of their prosumer cameras from like when the 4K was coming out. You bought it before 4K, but it had the 4K capability. You just had to pay for that later.
Oh,
Like a $300 or $500 purchase ticket to upgrade the camera.
wow.
Um, I've heard of something like that recently, and I can't remember where I heard it or what camera it was on. I want to say it was something on like an A1 or A9 type camera that they were going to charge some sort of update for, but I haven't heard anything official on that one.
Wow, that's 3 or 400. That's crazy. But, I mean, that's the way it goes.
Well, if you buy a four
Panasonic
thousand
did
dollar
that,
camera and it doesn't have 4K, and then it gives you the option to have it,
then you're gonna get it.
yeah, but that's a transitional time too. That wasn't like like it is now, where you're not
It's
going to get
standard.
8K in a camera because the sensor still has to be so big. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, that was definitely something that
You're saying it was a novelty at the time, basically.
yeah,
Ye
it was at the release of it all. The
yeah,
TVs were just coming out, the
and
tech
no
was there, so it gave the people the option whether or not they really wanted it or not. I guess.
gotcha. Yeah, isn't that funny how in such a short amount of time, all of a sudden, it's like it's not even standard. It's like, you don't even have 4K, like, what are we doing here, you know?
Right.
So, uh, we have Jay coming in. I hope Nikon takes creative controls to the next level like Fujifilm does with their film simulation. I do too. Funny that you say that because I really enjoy their black and white. And recently with the ZF, they added that rich tone black and white to Z8. I really do hope they stay on it too, man. Again, it just gives me have more fun reason to use a ZF. So yeah, shout out to Nikon if they could keep that up. It would be really a fun feature just to have. I think these, camera manufacturers have to remember like this has to be fun too, right? And the less fun it is, the more people are going to keep picking this up. Does that make sense,
Right.
Malcolm?
That makes sense.
Roy says Sony really needs to update their lens mount from the old Minolta APS-C type. Uh-oh, I saw that face. What you wanna you wanna
Well,
share something?
they have the two mounts. They have the A mount, which is the Minolta mount. So here's a Minolta A mount lens. This is the older uh, A
Okay.
mount that would be on the DSLRs, and then they have the new E mount. This is the E mount APS-C lens that did originally come for APS-C cameras. It was made for the
Crop.
APS-Cs and
Oh,
the crop sensors. And then, of course, they came out with the full frame lenses, which I don't know if I got one handy. I don't, but they're fitting the full frame, uh, 35 millimeter light channel through there through that little mount, and
mm.
it gets. Let me grab my 85 because it has it
Is
on
it
there. I think.
is it limiting that mount? Go get your thing, man, because I'm curious now.
So this is 24-105 f4.
Oh, so now it's just bigger in the back there.
Yeah, and it's out to the corners. They squeezed it in there.
They squeezed it in there. So you're saying for them to go bigger, it's just going to require a different mount altogether.
Yeah, if they
Event.
go any bigger, but I mean they're getting an f1.2 out of it.
Oh yeah, huh?
But there is the stipulations of the obviously the area and the heavier glass and being a thinner, smaller mount compared to like the Z mount, which is rather large.
Totally.
Um, so there's and then here's the oh the battery. Let me get a battery in this thing. Sony has a new feature where they block the
Yep.
sensor with the shutter. But I'll tell you what, that's not supposed to happen on that camera.
What? It's all right. Don't worry about it. Hey, are
if,
you looking for?
if, if my Sony A7R2 failed here on a Nikon channel, I'm gonna
Ah,
I'm gonna have some words with some people.
there you go. Yeah, let them know that too. Let them like, hey, I went on my buddy's Nike anyway.
I'm gonna grab the battery.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go to here we go. Awesome. What is my there we go. Robert, have you tried any of Nikon's preset functions on the new firmware update for the Snapbridge app? Um, it's funny that you say that, Jay, because earlier during the stream, I just realized that my app updated, right? So just FYI, as I said earlier, if it shows if it shows this right there, that means you got the latest version, easy shooting setup. So I will be testing it out. I'll be making a video on me testing that out. So stay tuned. Please subscribe, all that good stuff to my channel. And I'll bring that to you about my experience using that. Because to me, I think the Snapbridge has come a very long way for the better. And I use Snapbridge all the time with my Nikon ZF. Okay, when I'm doing street photography, I love auto upload mode. So I'll keep you posted, man. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the question too. Um, the mic sounds good when close. Yes, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what I
Good,
said too. The
good
mic
info. Appreciate it.
yeah, it sounded really like it sounded real good. And I'm telling you, it's because I'm hearing less of the environment. You're
The
more present.
environment.
Yeah, it sounds real good. It sounds like mine.
It's digitally like it's doing a noise cancellation, so maybe with it being closer, it doesn't have to focus so hard on the voice from
Yeah,
further away.
I just feel like
Oh,
it just sounded pretty darn good when it was closer. But that's just
okay.
my opinion, man. You know, what do I know? Here we go. SL3 release was eclipsed by the Nikon Red News. You're dang right. Nothing mattered for like at least 48 hours except that news. Like everybody was posting videos. It was nuts, man. That was crazy. I loved it. I guess I lucked out because I was at the Nikon booth at WPPI. That's like how I lucked out. We have King Kruk Gaming. King Kruk Gaming. Hope to get Red Phone app to work with Nikon cams. Ooh, that's a good one. I think I download it. Oh no, I think I downloaded Black Magic or somebody, maybe DaVinci Resolve it. So whose camera app did I use? Um I use somebody's, I don't know, it's somewhere on this dang phone. I hate getting more apps. I really, really do. I mean, I just get lost in these apps. But yes, that would be phenomenal to get a red app for the Nikon. I'm looking forward to, like, maybe there's like um uh a red camera. Well, they're the Komodo 6K is 6 grand, so that's not too bad. I mean, if you're thinking about the Z9, which is $5,500 when it came out. So if you're a cinema head, that could be nice. But once you throw on some of the accessories, it gets to be, you know, 10 grand or something. But still, hey, we buy our cameras like like we're out here like dope fiends on a street corner. So you know what? 10K, we'll make it happen, folks. Right? Let's be honest. Don't tell the wives. All right. So hey, Malcolm, I actually like having you on the stream because you have that Sony perspective and it gives the stream like different views about what's happening. And otherwise, we're all talking in an echo chamber. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, like I said, likewise, when you visit mine, it's nice to have a different perspective and bring other input into it for everybody. Because
Totally.
I mean, yeah, we can be biased on what we like using and what we're comfortable shooting with, or what brands we actually enjoy, and who's taken care of us over the years. But
Yeah,
ultimately, we all benefit from the competition of all the brands, and
100%.
Nikon buying red is just going to fuel a fire.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Malcolm, for those people living underneath a rock, why don't you talk about your live streams, man? When is it? Where is it? All that good stuff.
So my live streams at on Monday nights, 9 p.m. Central. So if you're, which it's 6 p.m. West Coast, if you're on
Okay.
out there in Pacific time. Pretty much try to go over the Sony news of the week
There you go.
if I get through it, and we keep it open over there. I mean, we don't really have a set agenda, or if I have something I will talk about, I'll bring it on and show it. Or but I keep it pretty open. I am a full time employee that does not do photography or videography, so I'm a hobbyist, and I make this manage in my free time. So that's where I'm at.
Well, there you go, man. Magic in the making right there. I tell you. And I think Randy Savage has something to say to you.
Oh
There
yeah!
you go. That's for kicking ass every week on Monday evenings. So make sure you folks go out there. If you dig Sony news, updates, etc., or just want to talk Sony, head to his channel, subscribe, smash that bell, and of course, check him out Monday nights. Again, what time?
9 p.m. Central.
There you go, 9 p.m. Central. Okay. And
And
you may
I do try to open it up to, like
oh,
you do for everybody here. So if you want to come on live and chat live in the video, you're more than welcome to.
awesome.
Did start doing some vetting on that. I've had some incidences like you did.
Oh boy, that was yikes. That was no bueno. Yeah, that's why
If you
I look at it. I'm like, okay, hold on now.
Yeah, if you're not in the comments chatting it up, you're probably not going to get in.
Totally.
That's pretty much how it's going to work.
That's actually real good, especially yeah. And if you're like a regular face, like we notice who you are, Jay
Yeah.
comes on or
And
somebody.
also, I also figured if you're gonna join a live stream, for those of you that don't know how StreamYard works, when you're the host, you can see all your viewers in the bottom of your screen before
Mhm.
they're on stage, and if they're not there present waiting physically, and they just have their camera off, that's a red
Red
flag.
flag. Red flag indeed. So, absolutely, I look for those things too. We've all been every streamer has been, I don't wanna say assassinated, but has been hijacked for a high second once in a while by something ridiculous,
Yep.
and, never ever. And me, I also, like, now I'll do my thing for an hour, and then everybody could jump on for the second hour, like we just
Right.
did. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah,
do
it's a
wanna
good.
keep a certain, schedule. I got my product highlights and all this jazz, and then,
Yeah.
the real ones are still there after an hour, so and plus it takes people time to get these notifications, I noticed. Like, if you just start jamming the first 10 minutes, they're not jumping on for 20 minutes, you know?
Yeah, when you're seeing your view count, when you're watching it, it's sometimes it's kind of dead in the first few minutes, and you got to kind of
Totally.
hold that dead air because somebody might be coming in later.
Got to dance a little bit.
But you gotta like plan out to talk about 10, 15 minutes in, give people time to find the notification or
Totally.
get in before you start your main topic. Because yeah, if you just start rolling with it right away, and if you don't have a lot of viewership right at the start, it's kind of quiet.
Oh,
But the people coming in after to watch it later need to be able to see it
totally.
and be entertained enough to stick around to the good news.
Absolutely. By the way, I think Martin just subbed if he didn't already. So, but he
Oh,
said
hey,
he's gonna check
no,
it out.
Martin, thank you, appreciate it, man. Yeah, definitely come over and check it out. We'll be looking for you.
He's a super regular. He's a super regular on my channel, and I've seen him everywhere else too.
Good
Um,
deal.
we have King Kruk. He says, people catfishing StreamYard? Bro, I'm telling they're catfishing YouTubers, streaming. That's what it is. And they jump on and they have some bot stuff going wild. So I had to ban like 3 profiles. It was crazy. So it's really through YouTube, and we're just happen to be using StreamYard, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Um,
not. It's the links are in YouTube. When you're streaming. Are
totally.
you
We
are you
we
still streaming to Instagram?
I'm just doing YouTube. I just want to
Yeah,
concentrate on YouTube. Instagram, you know, for those that don't know, we can now stream vertically straight to Instagram from StreamYard. Okay. And I was gonna test that out earlier this week, but I didn't want to talk about stuff we may talk about today. And I'm like, man, I'm tripling down on the same news. So I'm probably gonna do it more often now that I could just do it straight to Instagram. So maybe I'll do unique stuff through there, and then the Thursdays would just be big broad stuff. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
that makes sense.
Yeah. But that is very cool though, is it not? That means with your Sony, you're on Instagram live with a Sony camera. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Cooley, excuse me, Cooley comes in. I made it back. There we go. Thank you, Cooley. Appreciate that. Cooley's a long time listener, watcher, follower as well. Again, like you said, if like Rakesh or RBJ jumps on, then we're pretty solid. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
What is devices not connected? You gotta connect your camera, Cooley. Cooley gotta connect his camera. Not sure what's going on right there.
yeah. He was. I don't think he was here when we said we gotta vet that stuff.
Yeah, we gotta vet this guy. He's looking a little suspicious.
Yeah,
All right, we got
cool.
Cooley in the house. Come on, clap, everybody.
There's Cooley.
Hey, why every time he gets on my stream, his angle of his lens gets wider? What's up with that? It's like now we see everything. It's crazy. So look at that boat. Did you build that? Did you build the boat?
Wow, it did get wider. Holy moly.
It did get wider. But did you build the boat though?
Oh
Did you
no,
build?
that's I went everywhere. Rosie brought to me.
Oh, I was about
Birthday
to,
present.
I was gonna say, I was like, wow, that's beast
No,
mode.
that way.
That's crazy. Looks real nice.
Along with all the Star Trek stuff and that.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. Star Trek and then the boats. That's
Yeah, Cooley's over hanging out with me a lot on Monday nights, and we get into some serious conversations over there after about 10:30.
oh, what about what? About what?
Well, Star Trek or anything in that
Oh,
realm.
okay. See, I'm more of a Game of Thrones person. Like I could get nerdy there real quick. And so so they're talking about the new Snow as a spinoff of Game of Thrones. I am just absolutely excited to see it. So shout out to Game of Thrones. You know, hey, you know what? Talking about Star Trek and everything, going to WPPI was like a meeting of Star Trekkies. Like it was so cool and comfortable because we all spoke the same language. We all, ooh,
Right.
point, do, that. And my girlfriend was like watching us talk all our nerd stuff, and she was just like, she didn't know what the hell we were talking about. It was so cool. Yeah, 20 FPS. 16-bit. Oh, or whatever. Anyway, it's real interesting from outsiders to see us. King Kruk comes back and says, your predictions, please. When are you expecting Nikkor Cine lenses? Wow.
See myself.
That, my friend, deserves a Jeopardy. I'm thinking cine lens within 2 years. I'm thinking within 2 years, maybe less, because now they have the system, they have the mount, they have all the stuff. They got to put a Z mount on it, right?
Well, is
But
Red
they can do
making lenses though?
But they could do lenses.
They could do lenses,
They can
yes.
do lenses. See, that's a big step, right?
And
And can they do cine lenses? I don't see why not.
I don't see why not either, as long as you're willing to spend some money for them.
And if they bought Red, huh? Well, this guy, anyway. I gotta get the Red body first.
I'll do like Oprah.
Yeah.
You get a Red camera. You get a Red camera.
But
that's that Robert Silver 100,000 giveaway right there.
Oh yeah. Once I get to that 100,000 subs,
you might have to hack a few things, but
yeah,
like a lot of things.
If I get to 100 subs, we're gonna do something awesome. I'm not sure what it would be. It would be a cool photo, something where we could meet up and do something awesome, huh? I'll be excited if I get to 10K. Are you kidding me? So, but back to the cine lenses, Nikon can totally do cine lenses without a problem. I bet they were already thinking about it. They wouldn't buy this kind of a company without already thinking, oh my God, now we could get into cine lenses and be taken serious.
Is he really saying something?
I'm so sorry?
Are you saying
What's
something?
that?
I can't hear him. I can hear you. Do you hear me?
I can hear you.
Why can't we hear him?
Hear who?
I can hear him great.
Why am I not
Everybody, can anybody else hear him?
Everybody hear me? Everybody hear me blab away?
Either I'm really deaf. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you got to get into that close-up shot and stuff. Mess with this wide shot, maybe. Hey, I can hear you fine. So back to Nikon and being cine lenses, I think they totally can. Sigma, what Sigma did was first of all, the 7 Artisans and a ton of other brands, Ciru, have been able to prove they can make entry-level cinema glass for very affordable prices. You could get a full frame 7 Artisan lens for $700 because it doesn't require autofocus. It's a lot cheaper to make. They could totally do it with the name of Red right behind them. People would eat it up. They got to keep it affordable. Make a professional line, make an affordable line, like a 1.8 line and a 1.2 line, just like how they're doing with their Nikkor Z lens.
Well, you know, there's companies out there making they're making cinema like built lenses out of like vintage lenses or older lens glass that's desirable, but they're rehousing it in a cinema body that's got the gear channels and you know, so there's stuff like that out there too. You can possibly have
that. They could do that too.
Yeah.
My thing is, if anybody can do it, Nikon for sure could do it. And I think they were already thinking of the possibilities and they were licking their chops because they're like, hey, if we get this brand, that means now we could open up to a whole line of cine lenses with gold rings around them. You know what I mean? And I just say, make sure you make an affordable line and make an expensive line. Right? Sigma makes great cine lenses. Like that interview I had, I learned so much more about it. But their cine lenses are like $6,000 each, $5,000 each. I think if they made ones that were 1,000 each and then an upper tier, I think that would be great. Because I actually want to transition to cinema lenses for my video production. Because the focus throw is, you get a lot more creative latitude. But the price is what keeps me away from wanting to do it. Now, if Nikon did that, that would buy you more into the system. That means I'm more invested. I'll never leave Nikon then.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You see, that would be so smart. Sony has cine lenses. So Nikon, hell yeah, they're going to do it. Bet my bottom dollar. Now, when? I'm thinking within 2 years, but they got to get the body mount. They got to get the mount out the way and announce that. Oh, we now offer Z mount with Red. And then I guarantee you'll see a lens, maybe a zoom lens. right?
Yeah, it'd be like a
35.
35 to 150 or
Yeah.
135 or something
Yep.
like that.
Yep. Yeah. So stay tuned. Tune in Thursday, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Where are we here? We got Roy. Nikon is the only camera maker that makes its own glass for its lenses. Well, see, that's even more of the point that all they're gonna have to do now is just put out some cine lenses. I think they can do it. I know they will do it, and it's only gonna make them a hell of a lot of money. If they have red and then have red native glass, right? Because that's essentially what this would be. It'd be a fantastic move. It'd be a monstrous move. I mean, I could only see dollar signs because remember, a lot of the buyers are going to be not us. It's going to be serious filmmakers, production companies, commercial companies, all that. They got this. Um, I mean, what do you think? What do you think, Malcolm? I mean, I think it
I
opens.
Yeah, I think that with Sony getting into, or not Sony, I'm sorry, not Nikon getting into it. I mean, there's always been a stipulation out there of Nikon glass, Nikon imaging has always been one of the premier things to have, and if they can isolate that down and start producing some high quality glass that competes with what's currently in the market in that cinema range and all the classifications of value, then
Could only be good.
it's gonna be boosting them big time. We're gonna see a lot more from Nikon.
Oh, Martin says we all sound fine, so that's good.
Okay.
Cooley, you got a dog there?
I
Or
got 3
two?
dogs, and they're all going nuts right now. And
Copy
obviously,
that.
Rosie lost complete control of them.
All right, just
So-
making sure it's not my button I'm pressing over here. Jay says, I can hear you, Robert. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Really do.
Oh yeah.
And then Roy says, Chinese anamorphic cine lenses. Ha! Well, you know what? Everything goes from China. Are we kidding me? I think the mic I'm using right now is from China. So, but anamorphic lenses, now that would be crazy. I only have one from Siru, and I love it. Gold rings, exactly. Gold rings
Now
on cine lenses would be
they
nice.
the city line needs to have a rose gold for mixing the red with it.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. Hey, that's okay. Hold on now. That's I like that. That was pretty dope. Who's down for that? Rose gold rings on cine red lenses.
I need to patent that right now.
Yeah, you need to write that. Yeah,
We're saving this as proof.
that's right. Yeah,
$1 every lens you make.
this video will be archived. I'm rocking Zeiss Autos for video on Z8. Thinking about
Wow.
1.2S lenses until we get cinema lenses. Damn, that's what's up. Okay. Hey, the Zeiss came out with a whole line of cine lenses just recently.
They did.
They look sexy and too expensive. So, but shout out to Zeiss. I'm telling you, what did I remember? I was saying this a year ago. I'm telling you, video is the future. Video is the future. Half our camera. If you buy this camera, half of it is video. And you're really not getting your money's worth if you're not at least dabbling in it for fun.
Yeah.
Some of that Rolex rose gold. Hey, yeah, there we go. That'll work. Yeah, some of that rose gold. It comes with a cheap bottle of rose with the purchase of a cine lens.
Thunderbird.
Thunderbird, you said?
Yeah, Thunderbird.
Oh shoot!
Thunderbird wine with the
with the lens, cine lens.
less than the pain.
Jay says, I would love rose gold. I would have to get a rose gold chain to go with it. Hey, there we go. Yeah. That would be hilarious doing an unboxing with the rose gold chain. Guess what I'm about to unbox, everybody?
Got this like chain.
But before I do,
Well,
like, the
when you get it, Robert, and you're sitting there, you don't told nobody you got it. Your thumbnail just has to be a gold chain that's rose gold. We'll all know.
And just me holding a bottle of gold rosé or something.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then a question mark. That's it.
Yeah.
On the thumbnail. Roy says, I'd love a set of Zeiss ZF2 type lenses for the Z mount. Dude, that's what I'm telling you. Those Cine lenses are going to be awesome. I just hope they come up with 2 versions, an affordable line, which they totally can. You know that company ZNO or something like that? They have a Cine lenses all for $1,000 a pop. Hold on, let me try to affordable Cine lenses, and it's gorgeous. They got great reviews from real bigger cinematographers. Oh, here we go. DZO. That's who I meant. DZO. You get a whole set. Look at this thing here. Let me just load it up. Look at this. This lets me know. Check this out. A whole set of Cine lenses for $7,500. That's a good deal.
That is a good deal.
Right? So Nikon can totally, if Nikon came out with affordable set like this,
$1,250 a lens, that's nothing.
Man, a whole set for a little bit more than my Z9. Nikon can do this. Do it. This is what we want right here with that red. Rose gold ring. So Malcolm can feel like he predicted the future. I'm thinking it would be a win, right? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, that would all the way, man. All the way.
Look how beautiful
you got to decipher. You got to decipher it somehow.
So I'm gonna, maybe send this off to somebody at Nikon and say, "Yo, this is what we want. Look, DZO Film did it. You can too." So that's just, excuse me. I'm just saying the technology is out there to make affordable Cine lenses. Don't go straight to the $8,000 pop. You're gonna lose. You're gonna leave money on the table. Unfortunately, the Zeiss Nano Primes have crazy CA. Oh, those were the ones that they just dropped. Think the autos are still better. Interesting. But they look so nice though. But you're right. The chromatic if I want, unless I'm buying cheap Cine lenses, then I'll put up with crap. Like the 7 Artisans that are like $400 a pop. All right, it's not going to be perfect. We got it. Pi says, finally started my video learning via Lumix S5 II. Pi, awesome. Glad to hear it. That's what I'm streaming with right now. So if you need a good webcam, the S5 Mark II does a great job. So shout out to that. And I'm using the Sigma 35 f1.4 DGDN art lens, Pi. That's with the L mount. So if you're wondering, that's what I'm using right now is the 35. I love that focal length. But awesome. Let me know how that goes, Pi, okay? King Kruk says, Malcolm, why Sony making my A7S3 wait over 3 years for lens correction update?
Dude, that's a very good question. I know a lot of people have been hammering them on it. And there is no solid answer that I've heard from them other than, I think they're doing their due diligence to get it done. But they are saying this spring or sometime, before summer, I think we're seeing the updates in those cameras.
Okay.
I don't have an A7S3, unfortunately, to mess with, but the lens correction update, I'm thinking you're talking about the focus breathing. So, when I think the best way to describe it is right there. You can see how my frame stays still when I change the focus point.
Oh yeah.
And then that's what some of the lower end cameras have that they've given to I think they gave it to the FX3 finally, but they didn't do it to the A7S3. And yeah, I'd wish they would just update it and get something out there, but maybe they're having issues with hardware or something. I don't know.
All right, we'll keep you posted, and when that happens, we'll get Malcolm back on the stream. We'll talk all about it. Roy says, I don't care what color the lenses are, as long as they are not pink. Okay, I'll give you that. Oh, he said, aw. Your dreams have been dashed. No. Pi says, "What's a good video editing program you guess suggest for a beginner?" Well, Malcolm, you go first.
I would say download the free copy of DaVinci Resolve. It's
Oh,
a
start
great
off.
program. Sorry, what's that?
I was saying start off with DaVinci Resolve, huh? Just go straight to them, huh?
Yeah, I think you have an easy beginner curve to just get it up and going. I think with like 30 or 40-minute tutorial video.
Okay.
Then once you're getting more involved, the program is just endless, and I mean, there's so much it can do. I will say that the free version, that's all I've been running for the last few years. Works best on a Mac architecture computer like an M1 or M2 chip. The My early PC, it really struggled, and my dad, who's just recently gotten back into video editing, who used to do it on the side hobby, 20 plus years ago, back with Adobe Premiere and analog editing, and then the infancy around After Effects and the Adobe Premiere. He's gotten into it. He's blown away by the program. He actually bought the studio version with the speed editor, and for $400, you get the speed editor and the license to the program, which is $300 value. Um, he's really taken it to the next level and trying to figure that program out, and how much better the studio version actually ran on his Windows PC versus the free version. I mean, we went from 30-minute renders on the free version to minute and a half, 2 minute, 3 minute renders on the studio version. So they do handicap the free version.
Oh, but it's still pretty proficient. Like
It's
YouTube videos, you're fine.
yeah, if you got the time, it's great, and it's a good way to learn.
Yeah.
But it grows with you. If you want to pay for it, go for it. And the best way to buy it is not buy the license. Invest the extra $100, get that speed editor.
Okay, copy that. Well, you heard it first, folks. I was gonna say for a beginner, freaking Final Cut is so stupid simple.
Do they offer it free, or do you got to pay for it?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. I mean, there's nothing free when it comes to the stuff
No.
we do. Let's just be honest. It just depends. Do you want to
But
buy it outright?
all right. So let's talk. How we don't Pi. We don't know how beginner we are here, but
Yeah.
what are we talking? You got a camera, one body, a couple lenses. Do you have any lighting? $300 would get you some nice, good sets of lights. It's way more important than probably the editing software. At this point in your game, so having multiple different points of light for video work definitely helps add that level to your work before paying money for an editor when there's free options out there.
Okay, touche. In that case, just download. I downloaded it. It's on both my computers, my desktop and my MacBook. I know my MacBook notebook M1 has the DaVinci Resolves and it runs fine on it. And guess what? That's only an $800 laptop. So, so with that said, you're absolutely right. And if it's free and you could get your editing done, no problem inside of that software for YouTube videos and stuff. So there you go. I guess that's it.
Quad cores?
I'm sorry.
Are they still using quad cores for the processors?
Oh, in the M1?
The AMDs, AMD quad cores.
They pass that.
Oh, okay.
I think they've got like 8 core and 10 core or 12
Yeah,
core,
that's
whatever
what they're
their
doing
processors are.
for
Yeah.
the latest ones for sure. Because I was staring at a MacBook Pro.
Yeah, I think to get the M1 to run, they had to kind of unlock DaVinci to get it just to run on it. But it does because of I think it's because they don't have that segregation of the CPU and the GPU, and DaVinci is a very GPU heavy software. But I think to get it to run so well on the Mac, they had to kind of unlock that handicap they give the Windows machine to where it only runs on the CPU when it's in the free version. So, because I'm getting the performance that my dad's getting essentially on the Windows PC with the Studio version, but I switched to the Mac because it was running so well for everybody, and I couldn't be happier.
Right on. Look at that, man. You should have affiliate link ready to go.
I know, right?
Roy says Zeiss lenses haven't been the same since they started being made by Cosina. Oh, well, that's sad to hear because usually the name is synonymous for quality. Isn't that a German name? Zeiss? Oh, there you go.
It's there.
Hey, there it is. And a point and shoot.
You pay enough money, you can buy any logo.
Yeah, I know. Now you can. Yeah, Amazon's fantastic.
Right?
The ZV1 broke A7S3 brother has focus and breathing. Yeah, I mean, for my YouTube and stuff, yeah, I mean, I get it here too. Look at that. Whoop.
Yep.
But hey, it looks fine. You get what you pay for, I guess, in some cases. Pi says, thanks, guys. DaVinci is it. Damn, now I gotta update my laptop now. Hey man, you know what? Look at Mac. Mac has some affordable options now. They used to be like never, but now they got some affordable options.
And I'll tell you this too. Before I bought my MacBook Pro, I bought my daughter the first gen M1 base model MacBook Air on sale for $800, and it ran way better than my Windows PC on free version. And when I got my 14-inch Pro, comparing them A to B to the same project, the Pro only rendered about a minute faster on a 12-minute render.
Oh, really?
So they do a really, really good job handling it. Their weakness is, of course, in the hard drive space and the RAM, because Macs are using the hard drive as a RAM substitute to boost that performance. There's a term for it. I can't remember what it is. If anybody knows, throw it in the comments. But I'm seeing performance out of my 16 gig Pro upwards of 23, 28 megabytes of gigabytes of RAM being used, but it's using the hard drive SSD to do that. And if I start packing my little 512 hard drive that my base MacBook Pro 14 has in it, full of video files, because I can't get them edited quickly as I can record them, I start bottlenecking that RAM, and it starts really slowing down the performance. So I always try to leave that 100 gigs free on my hard drive all the time to keep that performance up.
Well, that's a hack if I ever heard of one right there. I just learned something new. John says, great suggestion, Malcolm. So there you go. Shout out to you. And then Pi says, thanks, guys. Final Cut / DaVinci Resolve. I only mentioned Final Cut because I learned it in school at what do you call it? That Academy of Art. And it was dumb simple because it's dumb simple. Like they make it very user friendly. The interface is very user friendly. But when I went to DaVinci, to Malcolm's point, I knew it's just a matter of time to understand it. They don't make it complicated. There is a big learning curve in Adobe Premiere. Like you have to know where things are and why you're using it. And there's not too many graphics. Final Cut is fun and simple. It's like, this is what it does, and drag and drop. And it's very user friendly. But the DaVinci Resolve, I would say if I had to start over, it would be with them because they're synonymous with the color grading and the capabilities, quite honestly. And I like the fact that you could just buy it outright.
Yeah.
I like that part a lot.
Yeah, I get tired of subscriptions.
I get tired too, man. I went to go cancel mine. They gave me a deal. I think I told you that.
Yeah.
And then that's the only reason why I kept Adobe Premiere. Roy says focus breathing only upsets you video guys. Well, trust me, man, that could be annoying. It could be annoying. Look at this here. It does it. That's pretty big.
That's a big one, yeah.
That's a biggie. That's what she said. Hello. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Hey, Roy Bixby. Oh, speaking some truth. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It does upset us. Remember Aperture? Oh yeah, that's right. Apple should have kept it running and updating. That's right, Aperture. Dang, I haven't heard that name in a minute. And then we have my video editor is 30 years old and is overdue for an upgrade. Oh, boy. Yikes. 30 years. I don't even know what the hell.
Is it Betamax?
He's a Betamax. Wow. Remember those big old laser discs? Maybe that's what he.
Yeah, I had those. My
Laser.
dad still has it all too.
Jeez. What was
We
the
got
advantage
probably
at the time for those things?
so VHS was around 250 lines of resolution, and when Laserdisc came out, one you had digital audio. I think PC3 audio. And if you were using Sony stuff, of course, you had that Toslink optical for digital sound.
Okay.
And then video quality was around 350 lines of resolution. And then when DVD came out, it was around 500 lines of resolution.
Oh, and it
So
was smaller.
and way smaller, yeah. But there's something solid about throwing a big laser disc in a player and having that big THX logo come up, and that your stereo just rumbling the living room at the
The
time.
sound
It
was
was,
incredible, though, huh?
yeah, it was good.
Roy says I'm too lazy to learn a new editor. Hey, man, we get it. We get it. I think that's why I'm reluctant to leave this Premiere is because I'm so used to using it. Everything's set up. I have a whole template and everything. So
Roy, just wait another year, and you'll be able to tell the AI what to do, and then it'll tell you what it thinks about your suggestion.
yeah, it'll edit it for you.
Yeah.
It'll edit it for you. Guys, I am nearing the end of my StreamYard stay for today. With that said, is there anything you would like to share, Malcolm?
No, it's a good show, man. I appreciate you having me on, and it's good seeing everybody again. It's been because we get a big group going in your channel, and it's always great to see everybody. And
Thank
like
you.
to say thanks to everybody for watching.
Hey, Cooley, anything you want to say before you sail off on us?
Tomorrow I'm doing a St. Patrick's Day dance, so it should be interesting.
Oh,
Yay.
cool. Very cool.
I have I tell you.
I might go live on a runway show, Fashion Community Week here in San Francisco on Saturday. I'll see how the connection is. I might go live. If not, I'll just record it. That'll be kind of cool. I got to do a runway show with a ZF just to see if it could handle it. That'd be kind of cool. But nonetheless, everybody, I will be doing a video on Snapbridge just to see what the improvements are and how effective they actually are in a real world.
That's what I do with my Snapbridge.
Oh, you didn't update it?
Well, no, I still have one that works with my D750. So what I do is through the Wi-Fi, I send it to a printer and I make the prints like as a little gift for the bride.
Oh, okay.
Stuff.
Okay.
And, that route, and then they've got this little. It's like a little fold-up folder that it'll actually print the stuff on that fold-up folder. You hand it to people. It's a crazy business card for people.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, I got to fiddle around more with the Snapbridge, but I'll bring that to all of you, of course. Yeah. With all that said, I got more stuff coming in. What the hell did somebody send me something? I think they sent me anyway. I'll keep you posted. Somebody sent me something. It's on the way. With all that, I'm actually in the middle of setting up a testing of Evoto. You guys know that's photo editing software.
I haven't seen it.
All sorts of ads and people talking about it. Yeah,
dude, this thing is crazy. It honestly blew me away. I can't wait to share with you. Like, this thing is crazy. You want to talk about increasing the speed of your workflow? This thing is crazy. I'm going to show you guys all that soon enough. We're just hashing out
the guy from there and do like a show with them and the editing and all this stuff.
You know? They're talking to this guy to do it. Are you kidding me? They want me to do a video and all that, and then they'll say they'll be like, "Oh, thank you for talking about." But honestly, the program, I tested it out first before I agreed. I was like, I heard, and it's really impressive. Anyway, we'll talk about that more. I have to rest my throat. It's been almost 2.5. Thank you guys. Let me knock you guys out off the stream here, and then I could close.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you next Thursday, 5:00.
Be there, be square.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you too. All right, everybody. As you know, this is where I wrap it up. Remember that? Wrap it up box? Dave Chappelle. Anyway, so before we go, let me go ahead and remind you to make sure you go ahead and follow me on social media. on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and I'm on Twitter. Come on now, follow me. And if you DM me, I'll follow you back. How about them apples? All right. Also, don't forget to go on over to robertsilverphotography.com. I have 2 workshops. That's right. I got 2 workshops right now posted on my website, and it is right over here. Let me go to it. I will show you. Boom, bada bing. All right, here it is. Okay. Boom, there we are. Right there on my website. Check out these 2. I have an online webinar. Learn how to record video with Nikon mirrorless cameras. That's a 2-hour webinar. And I have a 4-hour in-person hands-on master studio portrait lighting workshop that I'll be hosting April 21st. So just click on those images or click on workshops up top to get more information. Okay. Also, with that said, I now will be sending out newsletters every Monday. So go right here to my website, robertsilverphotography.com, and click sign up to my newsletter. It's free. I'm going to be sharing updates, videos, all that good stuff right there. Just go sign up whenever you can. The link is also in the description section down below. Okay. There we go. Take that off. Now, also, if you, we got a couple of last, you're well, awesome. Thank you, Rakesh. Really appreciate it. Also, thank you very much, man. Good night. Good night. And Malcolm, thank you everyone for viewing and all your support. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. And go ahead and subscribe to his channel. He'll be live on Monday, so don't you miss out, all right? Don't you dare do that. That'd be very bad. I'd not like that. With all that said, thank you all very much for another episode of Let's Talk Photography. Make sure you press that like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications of my upcoming content. And I will see you next Thursday at 5 o'clock. See you then.